Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's my pleasure to speak with you today about health and nutrition and how our little helpers are with us to accomplish this goal. It's lunchtime, time when we all sit here and don't eat, but if we were normal people, we would have carrots, celery, broccoli, peas in our hands and we'd be eating. These foods, we need them for energy and nutrition, vitamins. But each of them holds those items locked up, and you can only access them if you have the right keys. So imagine, if you will, you're taking a bite of carrot, crunching on it, thanks to our nice teeth. Crunching on the food, your saliva is kicking in there, you swallow, the food goes down, your esophagus goes to your stomach, gets melted down a little bit. Then finally in the small intestine, that's where the exciting stuff starts to happen. That's where our little helpers jump in and start pulling out their keys to unlock the powers of this carrot. These keys are called enzymes. Enzymes attach themselves to these long chunks of carrot cells, and they pull them apart. And they pull them apart until they're small enough that our cells can directly absorb them. It's so exciting. Anyway, let's stay in the speech. So these enzymes are in there. And you might think, well, you know, enzymes, they come from our pancreas, right? Our pancreas squirts out the enzymes into our small intestine, and there we digest. But I'll tell you something, most of us, if we were to eat seaweed, we would not be able to reap the benefits of the seaweed. We don't have those enzymes because we were born here in North America. However, people born in Japan, they can digest seaweed. What is it that makes them different? Well, I'll tell you what's different. It's their mother. When they were born, they received a gift from their mother that was the bacteria that helps them digest seaweed. Bacteria! That's our little helpers, bacteria. So the bacteria have a single strand of DNA, and within that strand of DNA are several chunks of information, several chunks. We call them genes, and each gene is good to create one thing, like an enzyme. So this bacteria, for the people in Japan, within the bacteria, there's a strand of stuff there to create the enzyme to digest the complex carbohydrates found in seaweed. Now you might say, I'm jealous. Well, it's reasonable. It's reasonable to think that way. Let's compare the numbers. Our body can create some enzymes. Bacteria also contribute a significant amount of these keys. The numbers, for every one enzyme our body makes, for every one bit of DNA, for every one bit of stuff our body has, the DNA provide 100 bits of stuff. For every gene that our DNA has, our bacteria provide 100 genes. That's a huge difference. So we're mostly bacteria when it comes to information and the ability to do stuff, like create proteins, that create enzymes. Kind of shocking, huh? It shocked me. So we have all these enzymes, we're able to do stuff. How do we get them? As I mentioned earlier, people in Japan get it when they're born. At the moment of birth, the infant has no bacteria. The infant is pure and clean. When it leaves and emerges out here, it's covered in a film of bacteria. This film will help to get the initial food digested. It'll also help to defend against the illnesses that might be in the hospital. A study was actually done for children in the hospital. A common infection that children in the hospital have, they studied, and they found that 70% of children with that infection were born from cesarean. Because when a child is born through cesarean, it's a much more sterile experience. The bacteria they have is just from skin. They don't have the bacteria from other places. So, the bacteria comes from your mother. Now, the baby comes home, and what do babies do? They can't walk. They're on their hands and knees. And what do babies love to do with their fingers? A lot of you probably have an iPhone, and when you received the iPhone, it probably wasn't very customized. It didn't have the things that you wanted, so you started downloading apps. I want an app to do this. I want an app to do a mirror. I want an app to find where to go. Right? Green, excellent. So on the iPhone, you download the apps, and you help to customize it. That's what the baby's doing when they're on the floor. They're downloading apps. Ooh, a rock. I'm going to download some apps from this rock. See, when a baby is young, their acid content is much less. It's a fairly mild environment. So when they suck on that rock, they're able to get the bacteria to go into their gut and reside there. It makes it so they can digest more foods. It makes it so their bowels are more regular. Pretty exciting. So now the baby's grown up and they're walking around and rock star. But then some of us get a severe infection. Some of us get very sick and they have to take a lot of antibiotics. Antibiotics kill the bad guys, but sometimes they also kill the good guys. Irritable bowel syndrome is a condition where there's not enough bacteria to help the body work in its normal way. We have a fix. And this fix, just last year, just last summer, during those 2 months of sun, just last year the FDA said, yes, you can do it. Initially they didn't want to, but enough doctors and patients said this is working, let us do it. They now allow it. It's where you transfer bacteria from someone that is healthy, they take bacteria, and then somebody that's barely alive on their deathbed, they take these bacteria, they take 30 pills that contain the bacteria, triple coated, so the bacteria coated can go through the stomach acid, can go through the small intestine, finally in the large intestine, the bacteria emerge and say, I'm ready. Okay, you rogue bacteria, get out of here. I am the normal human bacteria that'll keep you regular, that'll keep you happy. So, in our gut, bacteria? No, bacteria, they're our friends. Let's embrace our gut and embrace our bacteria to give us nutrition, to defend off the bad guys, and keep us regular. Thank you.